Hello and welcome back to our RedRun challenge in Monster Hunter 3 Ultimate, where today we got to talk to this kid, I guess. He's going to give me a snake bee larva. Just watch. Oh. Alright. There we go. So let's put that away so that it's not in our inventory, and then for the rest of this episode, because getting these snake bee larvae is not going to be the whole episode. For the rest of this episode, we are going to go do all of our 1-star quests that we need to do. Which specifically are this one and this one. We're going to do Farm Aid first. Might let us get our hands on some nice things. We'll see. Okay, we could take the shortcut, but there's no real reason to. So, we're here to kill Jagia. I'll go ahead and ignore the Jaggies, unless they get annoying. Though I am going to gather some honey, because, again, honey is good. Insect husks, not so much. Also, way to just leapfrog me there, Jaggy. Jaggies can be a little special sometimes. But they've got a lot of personality to them, unlike the Preys. Preys are just boring. Jaggies at least have something going on. It's actually kind of weird thinking about playing this game. We're going to have some maps that are in Generations, including this one. But some of them will be swimmable, and all of them will not have all the monsters that can show up in said map in Generations. So, for example, we aren't going to see any crabs here in this game. Also, I figure I should probably take this time to explain why I've chosen the specific set of rules I have for this particular run. I mean, the standard rules are the standard rules, so those are just standard. But then, for example, whereas in Generations I did not allow myself to do any free hunting of monsters that... Oh, carpenter bug. Didn't let myself do any free hunting of monsters that showed up in the middle of quests. Another carpenter bug. And that was because simply Generations has a huge number of quests. This game has far fewer, so I might need to rely upon some free hunting to actually get myself some equipment. And we are going to go mining pretty much on all of these 1-star quests. No mining spot in there. Yeah, once we're done with 1-star quests, we get to finally start fighting large monsters. And I'm looking forward to that, because that'll be nice. But it would be nicer still if I could get my hands on Green Sharp before fighting any of them. So we're going to see whether or not we can't do that. We're actually getting good earth crystals this time. You know what? I'll kill this thing. Well, I kill them faster now that my weapon's upgraded, surprising nobody. Velvety hide, not exactly what I wanted, though. Still, should be acceptable. Yeah, I'm getting some good results from my mining today, and my bugging. Carpenter bugs. Getting 2 of them is nice. Because, yeah, basically every weapon in the early stages will use carpenter bugs. So getting more of those early on is good. And here we've got our quest targets. And I actually want to get my carves. Though I want them to be not bird wyvern fangs, please. Jaggy hides are better, but we need scales. I'm going to need to remember all the stuff I can do with a sword and shield, because I know it's not just mash X. Okay, so I can hit A at the end of this combo to do that extra slice. And I'm pretty sure there's some way I can, like, hop backwards and then jump back in. I need to see if I can figure out how that's done. Might as well carve this little guy. He is dead after all. Need more scales, though. The little jaggies do have a higher chance of giving the scales. It's just... it's not great no matter what. Thanks for the bite, Jaggy. There's a scale. Again, thanks for the bite. Totally needed it. Yeah, we can mine from this blue node here. Well, green. We've gone over this before. Oh, also, the reason that my Moga Woods rules are the way they are is so that I can't farm monsters or items up in there. Pretty much the entire point of the rule set is to prevent farming. So I'm just making sure that farming is indeed prevented by the rules. And it's really not that unlike the rules I had going for you when I did that. With regards to the Everwood. Yeah, let's get rid of the mini-wets. Now, what I'm really hoping for is some Monster Bone S. Those would be nice to have, but you know what? These Jaggies are just too annoying. I'm gonna go ahead and leave. Thanks for helping me cancel that animation there, Jaggy. There's also a reason I chose this particular game. And it's not that I just didn't feel like I was playing enough monster games. Monster Hunter games. Yeah. Right, it's plus to cancel that in this game. Yeah, I chose this particular game because it's got a handful of monsters that aren't in later games, and it's got a great selection of maps, in my opinion. A lot of its maps are my favorite examples of their biomes in the series. Like, the Sandy Plains is easily my favorite desert map. I don't really care about bug hoppers, but... yeah, I don't even have supply items to get rid of, so, yeah. This bug spot has the highest chance of spider webs in the game. We gotta be quick here. Yeah, just regular bones can go. Well, the highest chance of spider webs of any bug spot. The Misty Peaks have a spider web spot. That's the best chance of spider webs. Alright, got some scales and some monster bone S. We should be able to do some stuff blacksmith-wise. And hey, I haven't guarded yet. I think it is somewhat important for me to give a prediction of how well I'll do in this game. It's not going to be the hardest game in the series. I think that 4U and Generations both have steeper difficulty curves for the most part. But it's also important to note that swimming adds an extra wrinkle to things. And there's also some other stuff going on as well, like some monsters have things that they don't later on, like Steel Uragon exists in this game. And also there's things like Cedeus. So there are definitely a few chances that I'll end up losing, but I think I can probably make it into high rank at least. I don't expect I'll fail before high rank, but we'll see how things go. It's going to take more Zenny than I've got to forge anything that matters, but... Well, actually, no, it's not. We can forge this right here. No. Though, we need more Zenny now, so I'm going to go get more Zenny. Also, hey, our shield looks different now. But yeah, let's sell some equipment. Don't need that. Don't need that. Don't need that. Not that. Nope. Nuh-uh. None of these. And now we have Zenny. And while I'm here, I should store stuff. Because we don't want to carry it all. Actually, the next quest we're going on has among the higher chances of ending my run. Which is actually kind of silly. The chance will definitely get boosted if I decide to try and get some extra stuff out of it. But there's plenty of ways things could go wrong. You know what? Let's actually... Yeah, let's watch her do her mental battles. How many weapons are you holding? Yeah. Alright, so here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to see what we can just buy. And then I'm going to buy this hunter's knife. Because that way we can take the other upgrade path and not need to spend a million Great Jaggy components to do so. Gives us a little more flexibility. Though we are an Earth Crystal shy yet again. We need a lot of those. Yeah, let's go ahead and go on that next quest. It's a little dangerous, but I think we'll manage just fine. Because I'm not going to get greedy. Uh-huh. Yep, I'm well aware. Okay, just gotta grab this stuff. And there we go. Gonna eat some rations, and then we'll take the shortcut this time. We're not gonna be stopping to go mining on this quest, I guess, because it's not faster to do so. I'm kind of sad that this shortcut doesn't exist in Generations, but I guess it's because that base camp also doesn't exist and swimming doesn't exist. But having a shortcut to get to this part of the map from the base camp is actually quite nice. Even though it only really saves 2 load screens. Any load screens saved is a time saver, and thus appreciated. Oh, hello, Epioth. I need to kill some of you. Though you'll note there's only one of these in this area, and that's by design. They want you to be 100% unable to finish the quest without going into the next area. And we didn't get any of the guts we needed. But hey, we're not getting any of the guts we need in the next area either. I mean, sure, there's Epioth. Now, here's a set of animations we don't get to see in Generations. It's not really that worth an oh no. Yep, will do. So, while you can theoretically break all of Laggy's parts in this quest, it is impossible to kill it. You can only get it to 1 HP, and it'll stay at 1 HP forever. Which is a little unfortunate. Because if we had, say, gone to Tanzia first and worked up a lot of good equipment, we would have been able to break everything on this Laggy, get some free parts for doing so, basically. And if it was killable, then we would have gotten a full free set of carves, too. But alas, the best you can do is get the breaks and cut the tail. And sure, by not going to Tanzia first, I have cheated myself out of 1 Laggy's worth of parts. Or 1 Laggy's breaks worth of parts. But it's my hope that that won't matter in the end. You can really see the tiling of this water texture. I also like how when the Epioth are going and fading away, the water itself can't be shown through them. Did they seriously all leave? There were okay, good. There's still 3 here. Because, yeah, there were 5 of them, and we only killed 2. I definitely need more guts than I've got. Probably won't be too long before Laggy shows up here. But as long as it doesn't notice us, we're okay to be here. There it is. By the way, I love this game's You've Been Noticed music. It's my favorite example of that music in this entire series. But yeah, we definitely don't want to tangle with that thing. I don't think it can one-shot us, but it can certainly put a dent in us. How many guts have we got? We've got 3 guts. That's the goal, right? Yep, 3 guts. Which means we're good to go as soon as I find the actual exit, which is way over here. Turns out when you're looking away from the exit, it is a little harder to find. Okay. And now we're free to go. Ooh, but we need earth crystals, so I'm gonna go mining after all. Just occurred to me. Like, we're here. There's no reason I shouldn't go mining. I won't do the full tour. I'll just go through the cave and then we'll be good. Hopefully. We'll hopefully be good. I'd certainly like to get a lot of earth crystals. That's what I want out of this. Should I also go for jaggy scales? Probably not. Takes time to go for jaggy scales. Stop giving me whetstones! I'm not gonna mine from this node anymore. It's giving me trash. Okay, nothing in that little side, or not side path, in the more direct path. This is the side path. Well, we got one earth crystal. And that Giggy has sacrificed its life. I guess that one took more hits because it had sucked some of our blood. More earth crystals, yes, please. More of those. Like a lot more of those, please. Earth crystals. Yes. Okay, nothing here on the middle spire. And looks like we got the bug spot here. And no mining spot to go with it. And no mining spots over here. Not a mining heavy day, but at least we got some earth crystals. How about some carpenter bugs, huh? Yay! Apparently this bug spot has a good chance at carpenter bugs, or else I'm just super lucky. One of the two must be true. And another carpenter bug. I am not complaining. Because, yeah, like, early on, carpenter bugs and earth crystals are basically our lifeblood when it comes to upgrading weapons. Technically, I could have gotten to Area 2 by going the other way through there. But because that area is such a long one, it's usually quicker to just go through Area 1 to get here. Just one of those slight time saves. Using some speedrun tactics. And hooray, quest clear. We now have our urgent unlocked, or at least we should. And the urgent is not terribly exciting. It's go kill some Ludroths. Like if a royal Ludroth showed up, that would be different. But it's just Ludroths. Hey, we get some monster bones. Well, a monster bone, apparently. And some honey. Honey is nice. Oh, hey, guys. All right. Ooh. Yeah, that's me. Oh, were they? I doubt it. Yeah, sure. I don't think I'm going to use the hunting fleet. It's just a way to get free parts. And that kind of goes against the run. Or at least the spirit of it. I mean, I probably can take it, just not with my gear right now. Alright. And apparently more people want to talk to us. Yeah, I know. Not in the least. Oh, have I? Ooh, I would like that. Yeah, that's easy enough. Yeah, I kind of know how skills work. Okay, let's see about upgrading stuff. Yeah, I can't get Pelagisite till we go to the flooded forest. But I can make this soldier's dagger. So let's do it. And then 2 claws and 3 hides. Which I would say is better than 4 claws and 4 hides. And sure, let's spend our last earth crystals on upgrading this. Technically, it is better than our hunter's dagger. It's just the yellow sharp lasts no time at all, so I'm not about to go and do that upgrade. Looks like the green sharp on this lasts no time at all, whereas here it lasts slightly longer, but then there's no yellow sharp. But then again, once you've got to the point where you can have green sharp, you don't want yellow sharp ever again. So really, it's not a huge downgrade, or drawback rather. And apparently the farm wants to show off their new shroom box. Yep. What do you know? More mushrooms can fit there. I believe this means we can do 5 cycles of shroom farming instead of 3. Which is better. It's just not amazing. And what we really want is the honey box. Uh-huh. Yeah. Thanks for the bomb casing. Alright, let's see. We've got a decent amount of blue shrooms. So let's do herbs for now. Okay. And now we'll go do our urgent. Don't got none. Oh, I also need to put my stuff back in the item box. Ooh. Okay. Yeah, I will be fine. So, for those not in the know, Ludroth are basically the Bullfangos of the sea. When you're underwater, they will charge at you, regardless of whether or not there's a large monster around. And it's just annoying. On land, they're not nearly as insistent, but in the water, they can be a little problematic. But it's just Ludroths. It's not going to be a huge deal. But what is going to be a huge deal is I gotta go get myself some more mining done because earth crystals. So rather than take the shortcut, we're going to make our way to the cave. What's up, Aptonoth? You guys doing good? Good to hear. Gonna skip the honey gathering this time. We've got a decent little supply, and it'll be a while before we start using anything other than first aid meds, I think. Plus, the quests are being pretty good about giving us honey. So really, what else do you need? And yeah, let's go for more carpenter bugs. Because we probably can't get too many of them. Yay. Not a fan of the mega fishing flies, though. Those are basically wasted space. Yay! Alright, we got a mining node here this time. That's helpful. Doesn't look like there's one in the cracked wall, though. Yay, earth crystal. Yeah, after having spent all of my earth crystals on upgrades, replenishing the stock is not a terrible plan. Yay. Still need more, though. Ooh, 2 giggies. I didn't know you could have 2 on you at once. We're learning things. Okay, let's carve these things, then get back to mining. Yay, monster fluid. Boo, velvety hide. I mean, sure, maybe later on I'll need like 1 billion of them, but I don't recall velvety hides being that useful. Yay, earth crystals. Getting a good number of them this time. That's very good. And we're out of iron pickaxes. What a shame. And I'll once again just ignore going for jaggy scales, even though I'm sure I need a bunch. Is this the spiderweb one or the one before it? It's the spiderweb one. That's good. More spiderwebs are good. They're hard to come by in this game. Water is very cloudy here. And as soon as we go through here, we'll be treated to a little cutscene of Ludroths just hanging out. Yeah, there's no royal, so I don't understand why they seem to think that this is so intimidating. Because really it ain't. It's just Ludroths. Well, I guess they do have some HP relative to Jaggies. Let's carve these before they disappear. More Monster Bone S isn't bad. But what we want is immature sponges. Those are what we're most likely to use from these guys. Though hydro hides are also acceptable. Just not ideal. And that's it for the Ludroths in here. I believe more of them spawn in that little kind of hallway we had to go through to get here, but it looks like there's also one here in the water. Excuse you. Interesting. Apparently that slice actually carries us up. Or maybe it's because we were against the Ludroth's model. Could be either way. Can I carve it? There we go. And I spy me a blue mining node, I think. Might not be blue. Might just be the distance and water making it look that way. Oh, that is definitely a blue node. I'll be calling them blue even though they appear to be more green. Just learn to live with it. Man. Basically, if you just... Whenever you're moving around underwater in this game, if you just make sure that you swim through any bubbles in your path, you'll basically never run out of air. That's why I never grab the oxygen supplies from the item box unless I'm fighting Ceadeus. And there are the Ludies who will finish the quest for us. Kind of interesting. We have free vertical camera control when we're underwater in this game, but not when we're above water. Okay, Monster Bone S. Once again, not terrible. So we only need to kill one of these to actually clear the quest. So I have swapped targets to maximize our chances of being able to kill and carve both. See? And this way we might even be able to get into the underwater cave and do some more mining. Just gotta try and make sure that we can maximize our gathering ability early on. Later on it won't be so important. But for now, we need everything we can get. Just in case. And there's our goal, that mining node right there. Give me some good stuff. Plenty of Macalite certainly counts as good stuff. Hydro hides and immature sponges aren't bad. And now we can do 2-star quests. isn't that special. I don't think we're capable of doing any more upgrades. Oh, the Argosy is here. This ship gets mentioned in 4U and Generations, but it's only seen in Tri and 3U. Okay. Well, I mean, this kitchen doesn't hold completely still. Yeah, I know. Okay. Actually, I guess the kitchen is on, like, the one part of the whole village that doesn't go up or down. And that isn't actually solid ground over here. Hmm. Yeah, sure. Nah, I'm good. So, what have you got? Oh, I mean... I'm not really seeing much of terrible value here. We're not gonna spend any of our stuff on that. And rare goods. Getting a free book of, well, not exactly free, but mostly free Book of Combos 1 would be nice, but it's the double BBQ spit that has me more interested. But there's not much I can do with him right now. Certainly not much of value. Yeah, I'm well aware. How many things do you have to say? Okay. Yeah, I'm aware of it. Uh-huh. Alright. Since the whole town wants to talk to us, we will be talking to everyone. Oh, hey. Now we get our auto guard charm. I'm not gonna wear it. Okay, and nope, nothing new available there. And yeah, still no pelagicite because we can't. Still no great jaggy stuff because we can't. And we're just a Monster Bone M away from the Ludroth snail, which might actually be worth going for, considering how easy it is to make. We can get a Monster Bone M from a Renoplos, and we're going to have to go to the Sandy Plains soon. So that might actually be worth grabbing. We shall see. How about armor? No, not seeing anything worth making that we can make. Just one Monster Bone S away from those, but... yeah, it would actually be pretty worth getting. But we can't get it, so we don't even need to care about it. I know about target cam, don't you even worry. What now? Yeah, I'm making use of the ooh, insect boxes. Pretty nice. But it's not the honey box. I suppose I can part with a monster fluid. And now you want to talk? Okay. And you're going to tell me about how when the Argosy's in town you have sales? I'm well aware. Let's take a look here. Yeah, a lot of that stuff is pretty darn cheap right now. But let's just get our pickaxes back. And our bug nets as well. And that will probably be enough for us for now. Yeah, that ought to do it. And apparently, Chamberlain wants to talk to us. And you know what? Let's go ahead and put this there. Just so that it's out of our item box forever. Don't need stink hoppers. And don't need any of this junk. That ought to do. And that is going to be it for this episode. Join us next time when we take on our first large monster. See you then, friends.